Like, if you are an adult and you're on a platform and you're just like being rude to children, what is wrong with you? What happened? Hey, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Amanda, and I want to talk to you today about something that's been kind of weighing heavy on my mind. First of all, I have a question for you, the 5 people that might find yourself watching this video. My question is, do you allow your children the access to social media? And if you do, are there limitations? Is there screen time put in place? Do you monitor and look at the comments that your children are getting via social media? That is my question for you. The reason I ask this is I do have a child who is active on social media, really likes to make content and make some really funny stuff. Like, some of the videos are quite funny. And recently, she's been doing this for a while. Recently she had a video that went semi-viral. It was getting, I think at this point it's over like 20,000 views. And with that, pretty much daily she'll kind of give me an update. Oh, it's up to this, it's up to this. And I've got all these comments, but they're all hate comments. And literally, like, I have looked on there, really mean comments. People are very creative, Creativity has not stifled in the world that we're living in, because some of these burns, if you will, are horrible. I mean, they're mean. So when I talk to my children and anybody, any young person, I really try to talk about how we talk to people, how we go out into the world, and the kind of energy that we're putting out into the world. And it's important for me, and I try to always, relay this to my kids and people around me, that energy that you're bringing into the world is so very important. It's how people get a feel for the type of person that you are. It's how people know if you're a good person or if you're a bad person. And when I think about, like, literal children, literal kids speaking and saying such mean things to other kids, it absolutely blows my mind. And maybe it's because I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 80s, and was a teenager in the 90s. So we literally, there was internet, there was computers in school, but we didn't have home computers until I was well into middle school and high school age. So there was no social media, there was no things of that nature. So if you went to school and you had a really bad day, you clashed with some people, and you really felt like, the world was crumbling down because your friend group is now turned against you. At least when I was a kid, I could go home. Once I shut the door, that was it. Like, there was no way of contacting me. I was pretty much isolated from the events that had transpired earlier. I was in a safe place. And I think today, like, children really don't have a safe space. They don't really have anywhere where they are unplugged and unhooked, and they're not going to be receiving this constant feedback, negative feedback. So the point of this video, really, if you want to get down to it, is I wanted to talk about why it's incredibly detrimental, why you really shouldn't make fun of or make comments or dissect anything to do with another person's physical body, mental state. You really just need to try to leave people alone. I'm grown now, but in life I definitely had some struggles. Early on, I think when you're growing up and when you're a young teenager, young person, you are really searching for acceptance. You're searching for someone to find you attractive, someone to want to pursue you. You want to feel like you are valuable enough to be sought after. That's something that I dealt with a lot when I was younger. I never thought that I'd be where I am right now. Like, I never thought I would find a man who would seek after me and who would want to marry me and who would want to raise a family. Like, it's silly now that I am where I'm at. And if I would have been like 13 years old and just gotten like a little glimpse at what's going on right now, I think I would have felt, I don't know, much more at peace, much better. I think maybe I would have grown more as a person a little bit earlier on. But that's the thing, like, you will grow as a person, you will grow, especially children, but even adults. We as adults, we are always growing and always changing. But what I tell my kids, and what I'm going to tell you too, is that from a certain age, once you realize, you know, this is my body, I'm inside this body, this is the vessel that I occupy. And that happens early on, like we're talking babies, right? So from very young, when you're a very young kid, really your whole life, the face that you see the most is the face that's looking right back at you in the mirror, okay? I'm sure you have, as well as I have. I have studied every single pore, every single hair, every freckle. You know, I have studied my face. And I'm sure you have as well. Most of us, you know, have have done that, I think. So when somebody takes a hit at somebody based upon their physical appearance rather, that is like, it's really just one of the lowest blows that you could give to somebody. First of all, there's minimal things that you can do to change it. Of course, we know there's Kardashians out there who look completely different than what they looked like 10 to 15 years ago. But normal people like you and me don't have an unlimited bank account, nor would we, because honestly, even if I had all the money in the world or whatever, I would never choose to have any kind of like surgery or cosmetic procedure. Screw that. That is the industry talking to you guys, okay? There's nothing wrong with the way you are. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? You got to understand too that not everyone, just like you are not attracted to everyone, okay? Not everyone is going to be attracted to everyone else, okay? You may be unconventionally attractive, but there are people out there who dig that, who like that look, who like that style. It's just a matter of finding the right group of people, finding the right person, and not settling for anything less than that. What is the whole point of this video? Like I was saying, you really should stop being bullies to children. You guys. Like, that really is pathetic. If you are an adult and you're on a platform and you're just like being rude to children, what is wrong with you? What happened? Stop it. The best way that I can put this for kids or for anyone who maybe doesn't have children, potentially, do you remember your childhood animal, your childhood pet, whether it be a dog or a cat? I feel like dogs and cats get a little bit more affection than, let's say, guinea pigs, but maybe you had a household guinea pig that was just your pride and joy growing up. That is your family member. Like, we love our dogs, we love our cats like family members. Now imagine having a friend come over, and they see your beloved cat, your beloved gerbil, whatever it is, and they just start saying, "Oh my gosh, that thing is so ugly. You have that as a pet? You let that thing stay in your house?" Like, can you imagine? Maybe this has happened to you, but there is a feeling of anger, a feeling of you've been wronged, because it is something that is close to you. It is special. You know, your dog is part of your family. Well, when you get older, and if you choose to have children, and you do, the same can be said, but times a factor of 1,000 for your own children. I know the world's shitty. I know that. I live here. But I think that children are getting subjected to this a lot sooner than ever before. I think that social media is great. I think the internet is great. This is an amazing tool to be able to connect to people. But I also think that it's a very dangerous tool, because I feel like, first of all, I feel like the hate comments and the negativity that happens online and in the comment section is really, you can't compare it to anything else. When I was in school, you know, there might have been rumors, but no one ever straight to my face said, "You look like crap." All right, so that's all I had to say. Cutting it short because the air conditioner kicked on. But just remember, be nice to each other, but not like Ellen DeGeneres, you know, be actually nice to each other, please.